Halo campaign Evolve refunds denied as incel fans blame for disastrous players' numbers. I already saw this a mile away that Halo campaign Evolve is pretty much dead at this point. Let's get it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ruff here. So in this video, I'll be once again talking about Halo Campaign Evolved, which is of course the ground-up remake by Halo Studios of Halo Combat Evolved. And as you can see, the numbers are absolutely abysmal.
Bro.
Less than 4,000 players are currently clocking in on Steam. Now, of course,
Like, to be honest, this remake of Halo 1 is a disgrace for even the oldest fans of Halo. Basically, people who grew up playing Halo is a massive this game is a massive disrespect to the old gamers.
usual suspects in the shills tell you these numbers never matter, the same way they said these numbers didn't matter for games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, or Avowed, or Dragon Age the Veilguard, or even Concord, and of course the list goes on and on. And even staying within Steam charts, comparatively, the Master Chief Collection currently has more in-game players than Halo Campaign Evolved.
Nice.
In fact, the lack of interest is multi-platform. Not even PlayStation players are very interested in this remake. Just 1% of PlayStation 5 gamers have tried out this remake, which is very disappointing. And also very disappointing is the reviews on Steam for this game. You can scroll through them. Extremely negative. All of the top reviews are negative and crapping all over this game. But be careful in your disappointment if you want a refund, because a lot of players are reporting that their refunds are being denied even when there's issues on the game's end that is preventing them from accessing the game in the first place. But don't complain about any of this stuff, because people on Twitter will call you miserable, unappreciative.
Oh my god, here comes the Xbox fanboys. The actual bootlickers of Xbox. Right, Halo fans are the most miserable, unappreciative fans in the world. And if Halo dies, it's because nothing will ever be good enough for them. Bro, probably after Halo Infinite, but either way, after Halo Infinite, the Halo series has begun, deteriorating from bad to worse, and from worse to shit. And Halo Campaign Evolved is pretty much the final nail to the coffin. Are you for real?
And say if Halo dies, it's because nothing will ever be good enough for Halo fans. Well, it turns out this is not good enough for Halo fans. Turns out serving up slop for the better part of a decade leads to a lot of bad will, where people are very frustrated with this franchise, and they're frustrated with this remake that not
then again though, the studio doing a remake of Halo 1, they're just weaponizing nostalgia, because before Campaign Evolved, they're pretty much losing on numbers, and they want to let's bring back the old players that really enjoyed Halo, the Halo series. So why not make a remake on Halo 1, to bring back the numbers? This ain't it, Chief. This is not the way. It's pretty much at this point, it's pretty much like an insult and a disappointment.
Has stripped the identity of Halo away. It's just slop, and it's a buggy mess. And for a remake that took so much pride in trying to master Halo Combat Evolved, this is not good, and people are clearly not impressed. And looking at the related discussion boards here, it is very funny. I mean, just look at the top and most recent ones here. Another LGBTQIA plus win. We need a filter option to turn on/off girl boss content. Calling all Spartans the queer to Halo movement. I'm gonna be honest, Williams was terribly written. How dare you criticize our favorite girl boss, Williams? If you have an issue with that, you must be an incel. That's right. As pointed out in other discussion posts, you can see people blaming incels for everything going on here. Incels in the discussions. It's crazy. How when you check the discussions, it's mostly the same 5 or so people commenting the most vile stuff nonstop on every post. Hard to tell if it's bots or trolls, but dang, it sure is bumming me out. We get it. You're proud to hate women or whatever, and you're a bigoted pile of crap. If you hate the game so much, why do you spend all day commenting on every community post? Do you seriously have nothing better to do with your life? I'm not seeing real critiques. Mostly just vague posting about bad writing and people saying Cortana isn't bangable enough or some character isn't supposed to be a woman. Like, this is a game about shooting blue-blooded aliens on a ring-shaped planet in the future, and a woman on the battlefield is where you can no longer suspend your disbelief. I guess you missed the strong female representation in Halo 2 and 3 as well, or like every sci-fi movie since 1985. Effing idiots. And they
Like, here's the thing. Like, a lot of people say it's bad writing because it's true. It's because the studio the studio has been hijacked by, like, a lot of these quote unquote girl bosses, and starts rewriting everything that a lot of Halo fans that pretty much love the Halo series in the first place, where the original Halo, where like it's pretty much like the starting point where new fans at the time, they played Halo, they love Halo because like the way it plays, and also the character has been written. And now in today, like Halo remake or Halo campaign evolved just ruined everything from the original, and then they have to like twist a lot of it to fit in their agenda, and overall ruining the memories and the experience is for probably a lot of old Halo players, and sometimes like for new Halo players that started playing Halo, like this Halo remake, they won't get it, like they won't get it. But it's it's bad. It's pretty much like all for bad writing, and also like gender swapping. Come on.
clarify in the edit, not rage bait. And you know what? It's hard to tell sometimes because this is genuinely how people are reacting to any backlash directed towards Halo campaign Evolved. And this is what people are talking about, okay?
Jesus.
For a game that prided itself on remaking the original and improving it with all the bells and whistles we have in 2026, you end up with this right here, where the AI literally just shoots into a wall as people like the Axelmod literally walk away from their PC and they're completely safe, despite an enemy being right in front of them. It's actually embarrassing, but don't worry. What's even more embarrassing is the fact that people are defending this, saying Halo community is going to be the downfall of the franchise. The game is genuinely really fun, but with how much the incels in this community act,
Yo. Alright, I'll just RP as a 343 Studios. Yo, Corey, I like that you really like the game, and also replying to the Act-Man clip. You know what? Check your Cash App. Holy fuck, man.
you think it's the worst game ever. It's actually insufferable.
Check your Cash App.
Now here's the thing. Halo players that are upset about this remake, they have standards. It's okay to have standards and not want to pay $50 for a shameless remake that really didn't improve anything. In fact, all it really did was add on things that made the game feel less like Halo. And having standards is exactly what the original devs at Bungie used to expect of themselves.
The difference between good enough and awesome is
Yo,
so big. And I mean, there's standards.
Man, I miss the old days where like game studios used to run by nerds, used to run by geeks, and just overall like been run on by losers. You know why? because even if they're branded that way, they sure as hell could make a fantastic video games, because they are pretty consistent. And sometimes, like, if the things and in the theme that of building a video game just for, like, for like for the focus of the user or the player having fun or having a great experience playing the video game, it's a massive win. Like for them, like for this nerd right here, like his entire focus or just making the game just to have a great experience for the player, that is a massive W. But until now, like a lot of game studios just makes games just to, just a virtue signal, just to spread their agenda and whatnot. Like, I'm not saying like the majority of game studios, but some game studios are just despicable.
Said by everyone here that, I mean, good enough sucks.
We are the most cynical people. Like, we are the jaded crowd who, if a game doesn't entertain us in 5 minutes, we stop playing it.
And so you can have all the great graphics and all the different characters and lots of different weapons with amazing effects, but if you don't nail that 30 seconds, you're not going to have a great game.
Yeah, just a reminder, when people are whining about chuds ruining the Halo franchise, these are the chuds that created the original games and made them so great, because they had standards, because they wanted not just what's good enough, but something great, something that will be enjoyed for a very long time.
Yo, can we have more chuds? Like, especially for indie games, can we have more chuds to create another game that could, like, for one, it's fun, and second, like, it is clean from any, like, any agendas. All you gotta do is just, make the game fun, just make a simple concept of game, and you know what, a lot of people would just come in and play your game, and they'll be instant fans. I swear to that. We need more chuds in the game making industry. We need more chuds.
But now we have Halo Studios that prioritizes DEI and wokeness, and look what you get. They can't even do a remake properly, as people point out in the quotes of the Axelmod post, saying, reminder that 343 bragged about having access to the original source code for this remake, and you can find plenty of YouTube videos of the enemy AI of different Halo games fighting each other, so the AI is bad sometimes excuse doesn't work. This game is an asset flip. And here's the thing, they do have the source code for the remake, they just didn't know how to use it.
Bruh.
Because they are modern devs in the year 2026. They don't know how to do anything because they're hired based on their identity rather than their merit. Doesn't this all make sense, ladies and gentlemen? But of course, people are also comparing other IPs from the franchise, showing 2026 versus 2015, saying what 11 years of progress looks like. Trying to get into a warthog here. Yeah, that's some great progress. You know what's even worse? This isn't even a Bungie versus Halo Studios thing. It's literally just a 3-4-3 game against another 3-4-3 game. They've actually gotten worse over the last decade. They have devolved.
Yo, at the same time, like this animation to switching seats in a warthog, like 2015 Halo, yo, like they could actually like copy the animation and apply that to the 2026 version. Yo, you can just copy animations from an old game instead of this just teleporting. Man,
ladies and gentlemen, what a terrible company. But if you complain about this, you're miserable, unappreciative, and it's your fault if Halo dies. Not the fault of the devs whatsoever. But boy howdy, did the tourism not stop, where people are making posts like this, in quotes, saying Halo Combat Evolved is one of the best games of all time, end quote. And then they show the gameplay, and apparently this is supposed to make Halo Combat Evolved look bad, because you can one-tap a hunter when you shoot them in their weak spot.
What the
Peak
fuck?
tourism. I mean, absolute tourist behavior, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, people are pointing out, if you think this sucks, we actually think that's the coolest thing ever. But then you look at the people making these sorts of posts, and in the replies, they're thanking everyone for getting ad revenue on Twitter. I'm telling you, Twitter is a miserable place, ladies and gentlemen, where
Bro.
it doesn't matter how dumb a take is, people just want to get attention, engagement, and eventually pennies of ad revenue to flex on people. And also, I would imagine that sort of revenue from a user like that is going to things like this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, people are selling Halo Campaign Evolved skins for $40, and they're actually being bots. I agree with this right here. What are we doing? Literally, what are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute nightmare, but let's go back.
I mean, then again though, like I guess like the people who actually buy a $40 skin for Halo Campaign Evolved, I guess either be in a mixture of whales or just a regular hardworking people, just, you know, like after a hard day's work, they just want to sit in front of their Xbox just to play Halo. And if they do have enough money on the side, might as well buy a skin, because, you know, something to add, you know, something to use skin of, like different from the usual Master Chief skin. So yeah, like it's either like the whalers, the virtue signalers, and also the everyday hardworking people.
Back to what I mentioned earlier in the video about the PlayStation numbers. So it's being reported that when it comes to the remake, just 1% of the PlayStation 5 player base is checking out this game whatsoever.
Yikes.
Of course, this was a big move bringing it over to PlayStation, but it's not panning out the way that they had hoped. And in the process, they ruined the identity of this game in so many ways, not just with the platform choices, but with the game itself. And it clearly isn't paying off. And
but then again though, like, can we see the numbers on Xbox, since Halo is pretty much like the flag, like the flagship of Xbox, Halo.
A lot of people are pointing out, are we really going to get a Halo 2 remake on PlayStation after this? Like, this is clearly not how they expected things to go. But speaking of PlayStation, they're still getting fried on Twitter. Anytime the official PlayStation account says anything, they get absolutely destroyed. They tried their best with this post, but as you can see in the replies, they're being absolutely massacred. People are not letting PlayStation forget what they recently announced with the ending of physical discs. You can see all of the replies essentially reminding PlayStation of what they are in their levels of greed and disrespect.
What the fuck? Alright. Yo, this, I don't want this. Like opening the box and then you see no disc and just a piece of paper with the download code. This is not it. At this point, once PlayStation discontinues physical copies, I swear to God, there's always gonna be that there's always gonna be that one person or a bunch of people would absolutely fill the market with their own case, probably with better art. And you know, if they're gonna make a physical copy or just a copy with a disc and everything, yo, they could fill the market. You know, it's pretty much like one bad news to another person's opportunity for success.
PlayStation of what they are in their levels of greed and disrespect for players. But also Xbox decided to weigh in, showing off the majesty. It's almost like one of those game reviews where they're giving a game a high review because of the water and how it looks and how stunning the environment is. This is not exactly the best way to promote Halo. I think the gameplay would probably be the best route for all of this.
All right. Here's my take on this. Nobody cares, especially for me, about like water physics. Like, it just adds more like adds more processing, it will just make the game more lag. Like I don't give a shit. Like, oh my god, like if you say it lags because you have like a weakest PC, or I don't know, like you don't have a console, fuck that, man. Like I just want to play the game with gameplay. I don't really give a shit about like anti-aliasing or like ambient occlusion or just anything when it comes to visual effects or anything. Like I don't care. I'll just see it like for like a fraction of a second and just move on. Like bro, the entire thing where just like a lot of tech, especially in the GPU, probably like the Nvidia, with the ray tracing thing, like I would say like ray tracing is a scam, man. Like it's bad, especially with like they're just adding new features that doesn't make any sense at all. And also for the game studios that would add like minor things that, you know, like doesn't really impact the game. Like I blame them. Like can you just, you know, like make the gameplay more fun instead of just focusing on like the small things about like physics or just how the reflections go. Like nobody gives a shit about that.
Probably be the best route for all of this. And of course the replies roasting them as well, saying, nah, I was blinded by this ugly B word with Williams, the ultimate girl boss Williams in the frame here. But of course, there's a lot of other issues going on with this game.
Ooh.
A lot of people reporting that the game's not even launching whatsoever. And despite any efforts, they can't get it to work. But as I showed earlier in the video, some people are reporting they can't get refunds. They're being rejected. Here is a translated post talking about this user. Basically, that despite issues with the game that prevented them from using it on launch, their refund has been instantly denied. And we're seeing other reports as well,
Frick, man.
very similar. Saying that there's bugs on their end, and despite that, they're still not getting refunds. Another user right here completely left out to dry, trying to get a refund with no response whatsoever. And they can't even log in, they can't do anything, and still they can't get a refund. This whole situation is an absolute mess, ladies and gentlemen. How do you take something that is such a slam dunk, a remake of a classic, and you fumble this hard? And to add insult to injury, the people who are having an issue with the game itself can't even get a refund. But for now,
Major
that's going to do
scam.
this video. If you guys enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads as well as multiple streams every week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed
like
the video.
this.
I'll see you next time.
Alright, great video from Rev. It's kind of sad though. And hopefully they're not gonna do another remake with Halo 2, because if they do, they're pretty much like digging even lower at this point. Like they're digging a hole, and now if they gonna do another remake, it will make the hole even deeper, because the amount of shit just by this remake alone, right, is pretty bad enough with the bugs and with the issues of not getting a refund, and also a major slap in the face for even like the oldest oldest Halo fan of of them playing Halo Campaign Evolved, basically the Halo remake, and basically anything that they remember from the original and then they play this shit. Yeah, it's not doing any wonders at all. And also, like, it's kind of sad though. It's kind of sad, and hopefully, like, I don't know if 343 would learn this lesson or learn this mistake, because at the end of the day, they just don't care. As long as they're gonna sell and actually get their revenue from it, they just don't really care. Like, especially in the microtransactions thing, where they could just sell skins. You know, they can make their money, especially with the whales, and also for casual people that don't really care about like the games and bugs. They just, you know, they just go home, play Halo, go to sleep, and then wake up, go to work. Yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of sad, but and you know what? Hopefully this, like, they won't make another remake because this shit is bad enough.